process and interpret and understand what's going on around you or how your body is feeling in this environment, you're not able to meet any of these other levels to be your best self ultimately, because you haven't met that very basic function that's right down there with food, right?
Yeah.
And so that to me was like, well, this is incredibly important then. We have to be able to make sure that this is addressed. And so oftentimes that's where I start with a lot of my therapy that I would do. I remember really connecting with this actually when I was working with Colin. And I remember when I first started working with him, there's all of these different terms when you talk about, sensory processing. And at the time, his registration, so the way that he was recognizing sensory input, was very low. So he wasn't responding as much to things that were going on around him. And so I remember thinking, okay, so let's try and give him additional stimulation and see what happens. And I would try, different swings and all kind. We would, because one of the big things with sensory integration, for those that aren't familiar with it, is a lot of it is kind of imposing these controlled sensory experiences in different ways to be able to kind of change the neural pathways and the way it is that your brain interprets that information. And so